Yesterday's Treasures Productions interview with Ken Stacey of Ambrosia at the Morristown Performing Arts Center for the show tonight, and we just wanted like a little background of like how long you've been with Ambrosia,
Sure.
and what you did before.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I first started with them back in 2006, and I toured with them for about 2 years, very steadily for about a year and a half, and then doing more spot stuff for maybe about 6 months to a year, and then was offered the opportunity to be in the Michael Jackson group for the This Is It tour as one of his background vocals. So I kind of couldn't say no to that one. So yeah. So I went
During the Michael Jackson thing. Did you sing background to like anything that he had new coming out, or did he do with that concert that he did?
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be all new stuff that came out, or was it any? Did he bring up any? He did older.
Those were all, yeah, that was all existing material. All the backgrounds in that are actually the four background singers, myself, Dorian Hawley, Judith Hill, and Daryl Finnessy. We were originally singing to Michael's backing tracks on top of it, but he was very generous with it and he loved the sound. So while we were at rehearsal, they were setting up impromptu recording studios at venues at Staples Center, first at the Forum and then at Staples Center. So when we had time, we'd go down and we were doing all what we call the pre-records, because you can't get that sound out of four background singers.
Right.
You know, it's huge. So we're in the show. You're hearing Michael and Michael's overdubs and us and our overdubs, and it was all existing material. But quick answer to your question: after he passed away, yes, I did sing on a record that was produced. There was a lot of material that different people were producing that had never been released before. So I actually did go in and sing some backgrounds on some stuff.
Yeah,
That was
like I
actually
said, I was viewing the DVD. It was
Yeah.
tremendous.
Thank you.
Any influences, on you musically? Any performers that influenced you growing up?
Absolutely. I mean, as a singer, I grew up on first and foremost on my first recollections were like, because I sing kind of high on what they call lyric tenor. So there weren't, back when I was listening to music, it was like Journey, Yes, Heart, because I could actually sing up there. A lot of classic rock stuff, but I also remember, just being completely blown away and enamored with Elton's music, Elton John's music. I ended up touring and recording with him for a couple of years in the beginning of 2000.
You went through generations, because
Oh, yeah.
I'll be 60, and when I grew up and going to high school,
Yeah.
the whole Yellow Brick Road,
Yeah.
hockey,
Yeah,
Chateau,
Chateau,
all
yeah.
that stuff was what I
Yeah.
don't shoot me on the piano player.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the next decade was another group of fans with all new different albums.
Right.
And the next decade
Yeah.
was, I don't think anybody did it like him.
There are very few artists that have been able to remain relevant decade after decade after decade. And his last record that he just put out, his studio record, which I got the good fortune to sing a couple of quick little background lines on, actually charted. It was like his 30th top 10 breaking record or something. Some incredible, historical.
Nowadays,
Success.
it's hard to figure out, like with albums and with everything digital. But
Yeah.
I mean, albums are coming back. I see them
Yeah.
in Barnes and Noble and all
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
whatever he touches is going to become big anyway.
Yeah,
as far as
remarkable,
Elton John.
remarkable.
I don't think he's slowed down at
Yeah.
all.
But so I came up on classic rock, but later on, I started getting into things that might be construed as a bit more R&B and soul music. Donny Hathaway is a huge influence for me. Just remarkable. I mean, I love Stevie and so many of the other great singers, but there was something that really spoke to me about Donny's voice. Roberta Flack, oh my God, just great singers. So, kind of a mixture. Yeah.
See, we grew up like in Frankie Valley. With
Oh,
the
God,
falsetto.
come on. That voice is
And then,
extraordinary.
years later, in the
Yeah.
70s, Russell Tompkins, the lead singer of the Stylistics.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
I met Russell at a performing arts center like this, and
Okay.
we interviewed him, and I said to him, I grew up in Newark, in the
Yeah.
Italian section.
Right.
We all love Frankie Valli.
Yeah, come on.
But the stylistics,
Yeah.
years later,
Yeah.
I just...
They
just
carried
like
on
it
that
falsetto.
tradition. They
And
carried
he
on that
said that he
tradition.
got a lot of his influence from Frankie, a lot of it.
Absolutely. Great, great
South
voices.
Philly stuff.
Yeah.
I always like the South Philly stuff.
Absolutely. Great
Uh,
music.
The yacht tour, what's going on now?
Yeah.
How long are you guys going on with this?
Well, we've got these 3 dates that we're doing now, and I think we've got some other particular or some other dates in the making. And it's fun because you get, first of all, the Yacht Rock Band. They're great bunch of guys and amazing musicians. And I think they've really, as younger musicians coming up, they've tapped into something that's very marketable, and they love it. You can see that they do it with a passion. And it's nice because they're able to attract a younger demographic, so that when they bring Ambrosia out, or they bring Robbie out, or Player, or Matthew, that generation is getting a direct contact with us in a way that they might not. There are a lot of tribute bands out there doing their thing, but they don't always necessarily attract that younger demographic. They might attract, the demographic of people that enjoyed that in the first place. So it's really cool and done with a lot of integrity. So we're really enjoying it.
Ken, what does it look like in the future, in the next couple of years?
For Ambrosia, for myself. Well, with Ambrosia, we are absolutely, we say this, we're working on a new record. I mean, that's been we've been saying that for a long time. But we really are. Last year, we had a block of time. Everybody's really busy. And
You involved with the Hopes and Dreams?
Yeah. I mean, Joe wrote that song. It's an incredible song. And then they presented it to me to add and come up, because I'm a vocal arranger, to come up with some background ideas. So I brought it into my studio, and I just kind of spent the afternoon
Yeah,
going
we've
crazy.
been playing it on there. People love it. They think, I was telling it to Joe, I said, they're thinking it's like a follow-up to the hits. They thought it was a 1980 song.
Oh wow, yeah, it's a great song, and it's really timeless. So I added I kind of threw everything in the kitchen sink at it, and then came up with the last outro chorus. Someday your dreams are going to find you, and he was kind enough he liked it and kept it in there. So
I'm
it
sure
was
you'll be
a
playing
nice
it
collaboration.
tonight, right?
Unfortunately,
No?
not, because in this configuration, because of the time frame, we're only allowed a certain amount of time. But when you see our normal shows, oh
Right.
God, yeah, absolutely, we're playing new material. We've got a couple of that song, another song called Satellite that we're performing on, and we've got about 6 or 7 other that we're currently working on arrangements and trying to get it ready for recording for.
Well, have a great show tonight.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.